Hi friends, here's a little impromptu video. Welcome to my little book reading nook. But I just finished a book and I have to share about it because I am just so tickled pink in such a way. You know when you read a book and you just really enjoy it and you do that happy sign, sometimes you hug the book to your chest. And then there's also the books where you just feel kind of refreshed. Like a big sigh, like a happy sigh. That was this book. And I actually talked about this a little bit in my monthly, not my monthly wrap-ups, I haven't done those in forever. The anticipated books for the last half of 2020. I finally got around reading it. I read it on Kindle, so. The Librarian of Boone's Hollow by Kim Sawyer. Now, I have mentioned before that this author can, like, I feel like oh no, my battery's already gonna die. Wait a second, y'all. Now I have to get the camera back. You're on a chair, on my desk chair, so it's kind of wiggly. But this is just an impromptu video. I actually have makeup on today. I finished a book in the middle of the day because I typically read at night. So I was just so excited to talk about this book. I am wearing pants, y'all, I promise. Oh gosh, okay, where do we begin? Where do we begin? Okay, so where did I leave off? I had half a battery, so I thought I would be fine. Apparently not. Okay, so I have mentioned before sometimes that this author, Kim Sawyer, I have enjoyed a lot of her books. But her new releases, it kind of feels like I really like one and then the next one, not so much. Next one I really like, next one not so much. Like, it feels like it's been pretty consistent in that. I loved this one, not so much the next one. Liked the next one a lot, not so much the next one. This was the winner, y'all. This was the winner. Oh my goodness. So how do I summarize this book? I stink at summaries. I always feel like I let y'all down when I need to give a summary, not the iPad, when I have to give a summary of a book and I just fangirl through it, because this book is currently borderlining on a 4.5, 5 star. I'm still debating. I loved the ending. I loved the ending. There was no kiss at all in this sweet little romance. That's what I'm going to call it. I feel weird calling it a romance because when you think romance, you know, you kind of think horror content. But in the Christian market, it's not always that. Not to say there aren't some that sometimes are. But this one was just so sweet. It was so clean. It was not heavy on the emotions at all. And that was fantastic. Oh, let's see, where is it? I think this might be my favorite by her. Looking at ratings, I know I've enjoyed a couple others, though a lot. I've given quite a few of her books 4 stars. I think I've given a couple 4.5. Goodreads, it's 2020 and you still don't have half-star ratings. Get on with it, please, and thank you. So, okay, here it is. How do I describe this book besides I really enjoyed it? Okay, okay, it's set during the Great Depression, which is a time period I don't feel like I see much in Christian fiction. Like, I see a lot of like World War I and World War II, which I get, but like I want to hear more stories about the Great Depression era in Christian fiction. So the main girl, Addie, I'm gonna call her by her nickname because she is the dear. She's an absolute dear, and I love her so much. She's what I inspired to be with. She was just so kind and treated everybody how she would want to be treated. And I love that message right there. That was such a big part of this story, was treating others how you would like to be treated. And we need more of that in 2020. We need more of that in general. But right now I feel like that is such a topic we need. And I feel like we as Christians should be reminded about that because of course the world's going to stress us out and make us anxious and annoy us. Hello, it's the world. Makes sense. But when we keep our eyes on Jesus, we're fine. We got it. We can go through everything. We got it. So with his help, we don't have it by ourselves. We need Jesus with us. Okay, so I just loved that message of treating others how you would like to be treated, and how that was such like a true conviction in Addie's life. She's a dear. I will see if I can find different things I highlighted that just show how much I loved her as a character. She was I would say she's probably one of my favorite characters now of all time. She was great. Absolutely great. And okay, how do we begin to describe this book? Wait, let me read the synopsis first so I know I don't give spoilers. Okay, I think I can do this decently well. So, Addie is the main girl. She's fantastic, by the way, just a little note. And she is going through college. She is in her junior year during the Great Depression. And she was adopted when she was young by a wonderful Christian couple who have just molded her to be this absolute wonderful woman of God. And I loved the faith content. Again, side note, loved it. And then, because of financial circumstances, she is not able to continue her college education. I feel so bad for her because she was going through the College of Education department to technically become a teacher, but that was because she wanted to be a writer, and she found that would be the best path for her to become a writer. I'm so happy right now, y'all. Oh my goodness, okay. So she has to therefore leave college. She doesn't get to take her last exam, which my heart goes out to her because all that studying, and then you don't get to do the exam, so you lose like half a year. Oh, I'm so sorry. But that was the reality, and she then has to get a job. Her parents have lost their family home due to foreclosure, and so she gets a job. And it turns out to be one of the, oh gosh, the name, Pack Horse Librarians? My mind just went out of my head. That's about right. No. My mind just went blank. You know, I think I used to rant a lot about Kindle books, but they are great. Why did I rant so much about them? Pack Horse Librarian. Okay, I said the right thing. I doubt my English a lot, y'all. So, she gets a job to become a traveling librarian, in the sense of she goes to this small town in Kentucky called Boone's Hollow. Did you see that coming? And she becomes it. And of course, she faces a lot of prejudice because she is an outsider to the community. And then she also becomes a quote-unquote boarder, I guess you could say. She lives with a lady that has a lot of prejudice against her and is called a witch because she does a lot of the more natural remedies, and people are suspicious of her late husband's family ancestry, with the prejudices against Native Americans at that time period and in that area. And so she starts living with her, and that causes even more prejudice and distrust of our main girl Addie in this community. But it just happens to be that one of the guys she met at her last event at the college function, the last college function she was able to go to, she met this one guy, Emmett, and he happens to be from that town. I know, what a small world, thanks Christian fiction. But he ends up being involved in the traveling library. I can't speak, I'm just so tongue-tied today. But that all happens. And then, so not only do we see her point of view, Addie's point of view, and Emmett's point of view, which was not romance heavy at all. Again, I gotta stress this. It was not romance heavy at all. There was not a single kiss. That's so nice. That is so, so nice. And I'm just so happy about that. It was so clean in that regard. It was just so, so clean. So we see their 2 points of views, and then we also get Nanny Faye. And did I just say her name right? You know how bad I am at names, y'all. I am trying to do better. Nanny Faye. Nanny Faye. Nanny Faye. Okay, I got it. I'm okay. So we also get Nanny Faye's point of view. And Nanny Faye is just a wonderful, wonderful lady. In the sense of she has every right to complain about the circumstances of her childhood all the way up to now and how people treat her, but she has such a joy of the Lord and doesn't hold the prejudice that people have in the town against, she doesn't hold that against them. It's like they don't know any better, and I loved her mindset. She was just such a sweet, sweet encouragement also to Addie. And there was at one point, let me see if I can find it, how she described Addie just brought almost tears to my eyes in a way, because it was just so incredibly sweet. So this is from Nanny Faye's point of view. Determination, that's what she had, a hard-working spirit. Add in her tenderness, and the Lord done real good when he had crafted Miss Adelaide Cowherd. And now Nanny Faye got to count her as a friend. Yes, the Lord sure did rain down blessings. And I just thought that was such a sweet, sweet compliment that was not spoken out loud. Nanny Faye thought it about Addie, and I just think that is such like a really neat thing to inspire to be a blessing in someone else's life. And I had prior noted on Addie that she noticed little details about others and their personality and things they liked or would not like, in the way that she wouldn't offend them, to show respect, that she really respected them. And I just loved that. So at one point, she stays with another lady prior in the story who makes quilts, and the lady's mother also made quilts. And Addie gets to stay in the guest bedroom where there is this gorgeous quilt by this lady's mother who has passed away a few years prior. And Addie just thinks about like her suitcases, and that her suitcases didn't belong on the quilt pieced by her mother, the lady's mother. And just that little note of caring and kindness and doing everything she can to not be a burden, but not like over the top way. She was just so sincere. That's the best way I think I can describe Addie, is she was just so sincere and kind and loving, and just, she was lovely. I just absolutely loved Addie so much. And then we also see, so there's 4 point of views. We see Addie, Emmett, Nanny Faye, and we also see, I think it's pronounced Bettina? Bettina? Bettina. Bettina. I'm going to call her that. I apologize if that's not correct. Spelling names, my brain doesn't do those well. It was just really neat to see her point of view, because that the other girl that's trying to steal our main guy's attention, we don't typically see her point of view, I would say, in Christian fiction romance that I've seen. And even like in my Korean dramas I watch, I see that quite often too. And when you get that person's backstory, it kind of changes your perspective on them. And I really liked that the author included hers, because we so easily could have disliked her. But because we saw that she didn't necessarily love Emmett, she loved Emmett for the idea of getting out of her current circumstances with her father, getting away from him. I don't want to say you pity her, because pity has a weird meaning. It's not the same meaning that it had a long time ago. Maybe you have more compassion for her. I guess that would be maybe better to say. That you understand more where she's coming at, and you just want to see her thrive in a way that's not dependent on another person. Did that make sense, or was that really vague? I struggle with this. Anyway, it was a great book. What else can I say about this book besides the faith content? Top notch, y'all. Top notch. I really enjoyed it. Honestly, I'm leaning towards a 5-star. For younger girls, okay, So here's our content little thing, because this book will be reviewed, and I don't know when this video is coming up. This is a little impromptu video I'm shooting because I'm excited. But for content wise, so as I mentioned a minute or two ago, that Bettina, I don't know if that's how you say it, but she does come from a more abusive household in the sense of her father, when he is drunk, he is not nice. He abuses her physically in the sense of bruises and pinchings and all that kind of stuff. Not sexual abuse, just verbal abuse and hitting her and that kind of stuff, which still is not okay, but just to clarify the difference of what that is. So there is that. And it obviously was looked down upon as wrong. So I guess maybe that would be the only thing that would be a negative for that. And then also she does lie a little bit. Bettina does also lie a little bit about her relationship with Emmett to Addie. It's standard for this kind of character, let's be honest here. But yeah, there was that. But y'all, it was so clean. It was really clean. There are mentions of superstitions and witches because that is of that area at that time. And yeah, it was just really good though. So maybe because of the abuse topic that is discussed and prevalent in the book, it probably wouldn't be the best for super young girls. But for those maybe high school, junior high that are okay with that topic and it's not a triggering topic, then I think it would be okay. The romance was clean. The faith content was phenomenal. I just, oh my goodness. I have so many highlights in the Kindle book. These Kindle books are pretty nice, gonna say. And just different things. I loved Addie. I loved her attitude of looking for the positives and the blessings. And when she's writing letters to her parents and a few friends from the college area that she was in, that she easily could have focused on the negatives. It's like, I'm being threatened by all these different locals that don't want me because I'm an outsider. Someone just did this and da-da-da-da-da. Like, she totally could have gone off on that, but she notes the good things that have been happening, that she has the friend of Nanny Faye and she's heard about her story, and that's therefore like inspired her own writing senses, so to speak. And that she did the letter to her mom and dad and she focused on the positive aspects, and by the time she finished she managed to restore her own attitude. And that was just a little like human, I don't want to say human glimpse, but I think this kind of character could easily come across as a goody two-shoes. A goody two-shoes. Goody two-shoes. Is that? I can't talk. Is that the proper phrase? I think that's the proper phrase. Maybe. You know what I mean. Like a goody gumdrop kind of character in that sense. A lot of people I think could dislike this kind of character, but she had different things where she had to remind herself that there are blessings, even if they're small blessings, they're blessings. And just different things that I really loved her personality, her character. Now on the romance kind of thing, like I just loved her. It could have been totally her, Emma could have been gone. Totally would have been fine with that. Sorry, Emma. You were good. But I feel like I connected way more with Addie because I just adored her. Her personality, her faith, her attitude in talking towards people. She just had that golden rule of treating others how you would like to be treated. And I was really happy to see that because, again, I think that's a very important topic for everyone to remember. So, yeah. And, oh, this one part. I gotta quote this one part. So she's talking about her parents. And they taught me patience and kindness to treat others the way I wanted to be treated. I have truly never regretted being kind to someone, but I've regretted doing the opposite. That kind of took home to me. That I'm just like, yeah. It was just a really, really neat story. I'm thinking it's getting 5 stars, y'all. It was good. It was good. I wish it would have been a little longer. That's probably my main negative, so to speak, is I wish the ending would have gone just a little bit longer. But it ended so good, and again, it ended so plain, and it was just so cute. It was very, very cute, and just left it, again, that, was it, which book was it that I described that the other day? Was it The Last Drop? I think it was The Last Drop by Erin Mangum, that I commented that while this is the last book of the series, it feels like you just kind of were a part of these characters' lives for that moment, but their lives are still going to go on. That's kind of how this book ended in that regard too. So like, I don't want to say it's a standalone, but I believe it is. But it had that, well, who knows, we might get a novella later, or we might get another book later, or that kind of thing. It was similar to as if we were a part of those characters' lives for that little bit, and their lives would still be carrying on. And I really like that. There's something about that that I just like. And it wasn't necessarily that it was left open-ended without things answered or whatnot, because obviously it wrapped up very well. But there was just that little bit of, there's more to come from these characters, whether we see it or not. And that just adds like a little bit of realness that I really like. Odd little note, but I think it's neat that way. So there's my little review. I've chatted about this book for like 30 minutes now, and it was quite fun. So thanks for joining me, everyone. I hope you look into this book. Recently released, and okay, yes, I will give the disclaimer. The publisher sent this to me for review. But if you have followed my reviews, you know that doesn't mean a hill of beans. I will, I'm honest, that doesn't matter. And yeah, so thank you to the author and publisher for sending me a copy of this book. I was very pleasantly surprised by how much I enjoyed it, and I'm so glad I enjoyed it. I think this is my first 5-star of the year, isn't it? If we don't include rereads, not that I've reread many. Let's look, yeah. I've done some 4 stars. Storing Up Trouble. I did really like that one. That was 4.5. So are these my top 2 books of the year? Okay, yeah, so there we go. That is technically my first 5-star then. That's so exciting. I was getting nervous I wasn't gonna have one this year. But this was just such a fun story that I had to pop on and share. And just, yeah, it was so exciting. And there we are. That is this little video. Little impromptu video. I will eventually get back on schedule with everything else. Hopefully. But yes, thank you all so much for your comments and messages of support and sweetness. I really appreciate them. And yeah, that was my little book review mini book. I'm sure I'll talk about this book in another video, but I just wanted to share this little thing because, again, I don't typically read during the day, but I started this book late last night and I didn't finish it, and so I finished it today and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, ta-da! There is my review of my first 5-star. This is an impromptu video. I'm doing this with my vlogging camera. Who knows how the mic did. Hopefully it turned out okay. So I will see y'all next time. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Lindsey from the blog booksforchristiangirls.blogspot.com, where in 2020 there's a new review every Monday and Friday. I'm not on Instagram every other day. I need to get better on that. And there's also not a new video every other Thursday like my slogan used to promise, but I am going to continue to do better. Let's hope. So yes, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and have a lovely rest of your day. Bye!